good? What's good? Yo, tell me why you looking at me and my dog. Tell me why you looking at me and my dog. And approach man like, what's good?
This is Two Bucks Media, the show is Wagwan and I'm Kieran Callum. Today's episode is about DMT, aka dimethyltryptamine, aka the world's most powerful psychedelic drug, which happens to reside inside your body right now. Watch this video for more information, and if you like, please like it, comment and subscribe to the channel. Would you believe me if I said that the most potent psychedelic drug known to man is endogenous to the human body? Meaning that you. Yes, you. The human being who's currently watching this video. Your body is currently home to the world's most mind-blowing hallucinatory compound. One which would land you considerable jail time in most countries if you were caught holding it in your hand instead of in your bloodstream. Well, said compound is known as DMT or N,N-dimethyltryptamine and is also found in various animals, fungi and plants around the world. It's made of carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen and is a very close relative of serotonin, the neurotransmitter that makes you feel happy feelings, amongst other things. Now, you're probably wondering just what the hell DMT actually does, and all I can say is hold onto your hats and strap yourselves in, cause here's where it's gonna get a bit crazy. Firstly, the results people get from DMT largely depend on the method of ingestion that's used, as DMT is usually drank as part of a brew or vaporized with extreme heat and breathed into the human body. Now, both of these methods create paradigm-shifting experiences, but in slightly different ways. When 20 to 60 milligrams of DMT is vaporized and inhaled via a bong, it hits your consciousness like a sledgehammer and immediately transports you to another dimension. People report seeing crazy patterns, shapes, colours for which we currently have no name, and encountering laws of space, time and physics that we simply can't begin to comprehend or explain. Numerous subjects have spoken about going to the waiting room in between life and death and being hit with the realisation that they've been to that place many times before. What's more, they commonly interact with entities of pure love and ultimate awareness and are left with a deep intuitive knowing that everything and everyone in the entire universe is connected through an ever-present metaphysical web that we can't perceive with our five senses. When vaporized, a DMT trip lasts from anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes, but will feel like hours. That said, after 20 minutes your body will have completely flushed the excess from your system and returned to its baseline levels. But why is that? It's because, as I said before, your body creates DMT on a regular basis, meaning that it knows exactly how to deal with it and therefore mops it up quickly with no fuss and no muss. Coincidentally, Dr. Rick Strassman believes that DMT is secreted by the human body during birth, death, near-death experiences and also at night when we dream. What's more, it first appears in the human body in the 13th week of gestation, which happens to coincide with the Tibetan Book of the Dead's estimation of the exact time a soul can reincarnate into a human body. Now, as intense as the inhaled DMT experience is, it's somewhat akin to loading an automatic shotgun with complex mathematical equations and blasting them at a person's face from all angles. You get the feeling that what you're seeing is really important, but at the same time you realise that you're simply too dumb to understand it all. It's like an ant trying to read Shakespeare.
And therefore, I was making my beautiful partner's life a misery sometimes. Not every day, but sometimes. And she was patiently putting up with this, but she was suffering. And we went down to Brazil in October 2011. And if I had been told when we got on that plane and went down to Brazil that when I came back 2 weeks later, I would probably never smoke cannabis again, I would have laughed in the face of the person who told me that. But the encounters that I had with the spirit of ayahuasca, whatever that is, I'm willing to accept that there is no spirit of ayahuasca, that it's all something we generate out of our brains. But for me, she manifests as like a goddess.
Right.
And the encounters I had with that, and I do think she's real. That's just my personal belief system.
Right.
And those encounters that I had were incredibly powerful. And she took me to a place that was something like hell.
The other way to ingest DMT is, as I said, in the form of a brew like ayahuasca, which, while currently illegal in most countries, people have actually been doing for thousands of years. Anyway, because DMT is such a potent psychedelic compound that will literally suck your consciousness out of this dimension, our bodies have evolved something called monoamine oxidase, or MAO for short. And it's MAO that stops you from tripping the out whenever you eat an animal or a plant with DMT in its system. God knows how far back, but definitely in the thousands and thousands of years ago, people in the Amazon rainforest realised that if you mix a plant that is naturally high in DMT with one that contains an MAO inhibitor, you can create a visionary brew called ayahuasca that will transport you to the DMT realm for up to 8 hours, and it's here that the real magic happens. Users of ayahuasca frequently encounter a female entity known as Mother Ayahuasca, who highlights destructive elements of their behaviour that have previously gone unnoticed. It's also not uncommon for users to undergo a life review, in which it's like they're sat at a TV watching a video of key traumatic moments from their lives, many of which they've actually forgotten about, but shape their personalities nonetheless. Seeing these memories again, but through an adult mind and also through the third-person perspective, helps people to free themselves from the pain they've experienced and live their lives unshackled by childhood misery. DMT isn't even slightly addictive, and a large part of that is down to how deeply life-changing and potentially terrifying the experience of having your entire view of yourself and the universe inverted and flipped on its head can be. DMT certainly isn't for everyone, and some people do have very bad experiences with it. Experts will tell you that these bad trips arise when people try to resist and simply refuse to accept whatever's presented to them. But the facts are the facts. Some people have a very bad time with this stuff. That said, ayahuasca clinics have been successful in getting over 50% of heroin users to break their addictions after about 5 ayahuasca sessions. So, take from that what you will. DMT is thought to be made by the pineal gland, a gland in the brain which is located in exactly the same spot that many ancient religions refer to as the third eye. What's more, the interior of the pineal gland has rods and cones inside it, just like an actual eye. Interestingly, the pineal gland is actually shaped like a pine cone, and coincidence or not, many religions around the world use a massive amount of pine cone iconography, as you can see right here. As said before, DMT, aka the most potent psychedelic compound known to man, aka the God particle, aka the spirit molecule, is highly illegal and will land you significant time in a slammer should you ever be caught with it on your person. So just let this thought worm its way into your subconscious and marinate there for a little while. You, me, your parents, your friends, everyone you've ever met, and including the people you hate, are all carriers of a highly illegal drug and will continue to be until the very moment your heart stops beating.